everybody, welcome to or back to my channel, My Kind of Stuff, and today is episode 6 of TBR Takedown. If you're new to my channel and don't know what TBR Takedown is, I have a spreadsheet of all of my owned physical TBR. I spin a random number generator wheel, and whatever number we land on, that's the next book we have to read. I normally do 5 books, but I think because now I'm back in office and my reading has unfortunately slowed down a lot, I think I'm only going to pick 3 books for this episode. Kind of feel it out, see how it goes. If I think I can start doing more, we'll start doing more again. But I just don't want to overcommit myself while I'm still trying to get my new schedule back in place. So that being said, let's hop into our first spin. All right, so here's the spreadsheet. There are 134 books on it. So I have our wheel set from 1 to 134. We're going to shuffle it. And let's see what we get. Ooh, okay, number 29. We're going to remove that choice from the wheel. And scroll back up towards the top. Oh, Elantris. Interesting. I actually, so I'm trying to read through the Cosmere in order. And the next book that I need to read, I don't actually own physically yet, so we can't read Elantris. So we're going to spin again and see what we get. Normally, if this would happen, I would just read the next book that I need to read in the series. However, I don't own it, and the point of this is to read things that I already own. So we're just going to spin again. Number 75. All right. Remove that. And scroll down. Oh, interesting. So number 75 is Praise by Sarah Kate. This one has been on my shelf for so long. I don't know why I haven't gotten to it. So yeah, I'm really excited to jump into this one. Yeah, that's a really good first pick. All right, let's spin again. All right, next spin. $118. All right. We're really hopping around with the numbers today. I like that. Ooh. To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. Who taught me how to spell? When I made this spreadsheet, I was half asleep, making it at midnight one night. I did have reading plans for this one, but they kind of fell to the wayside. But it is on my shelf. I am excited to check it out. So yeah, this is an interesting book. It's also quite chunky. So hopefully it gives me another shorter book for my next pick. Let's see what we get. All right, let's do our next roll. Or spin, I guess. Number 50. All right, let's go see what that is. Really interesting picks this time. All right, we got Halloween by John Passarelli. I believe the movies came first. This is Michael Myers, right? and I think these are books written on the movies. I picked this up on a whim. I was like binging through some of my favorite Halloween movies and saw this at Barnes and Noble and was like, I have to have it. So, yeah, this is another one that I think is going to be a little bit longer. So, I'm glad that we at least got one really short bingeable book. But let's go over quickly what all we got. All right, we have our official TBR for TBR Takedown episode 6. So we have To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, Praise, and Halloween. I'm really excited to get to these. The Sarah Kate one in particular has been on my shelf for so long. It even still has the Target sticker on it. Oops. I'll have to get that off later. Halloween. I just loved this cover and I had to have it. It's just a little tiny mass market paperback. It's absolutely nothing special. But I love these movies so much. So I'm excited to see how they did with like a novelization of it. See if it's still impactful. And then To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, which I mean, this cover is gorgeous. And I'm really excited to get into this one. I don't read a lot of sci-fi or space books. So I think this one will be a really nice change of pace for me. And yeah, that is it. I will catch back up with you guys once I have finished or am into one of these books and have some thoughts. So I will talk to you guys a little later. All right, guys, I have an update for you for TBR Takedown. I just finished my first book, and that was Praise by Sarah Kate. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. I was not really sure what to expect here. I've heard great things, but it's also one of those books where I was afraid that because of all the hype around it, it wasn't gonna live up to my expectations. But I absolutely ate this up. Was it the best thing ever written? No, absolutely not. But it was a whole lot of fun and it was a steamy, spicy, good time. Um, I guess just going off of the name of the series, the Salacious Players Club, should have assumed it had something to do with, like, a kink club, but I didn't. I didn't read the synopsis at all. And somehow, honestly, I avoided a lot of spoilers, but this was fun. It was age gap, it was like a work relationship, and overall, yeah, I just had a really great time with it, and I'm glad I read it. I'm excited to continue the series. This is the only book in the series that I own right now, though, so I will probably buy the rest. This was one of those where I was like, "Oh, I'll get the first book, see how it goes, and if I don't like it, then, whatever, no big loss." But I actually ended up really enjoying it, so I do want to get the rest of them and continue on at some point. Right now, I'm just trying to read down my physical TBR, so I probably shouldn't go and buy a whole new series just on a whim because I read the first one and liked it. So we'll see how much impulse control I have. But yeah, after this, I am going to start reading To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. So I will check back in with you guys when I have finished that one. All right, guys, I have officially finished my next book, and that is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Peloni. This is the same author who did the Aragon series, which I absolutely loved. So I was really excited to read like a YA sci-fi book by him. And honestly, I've not read a ton of sci-fi. But the few that I have dabbled in, I have honestly really enjoyed. So I was really excited. The cover on this is absolutely gorgeous. And I did end up towards the end of the book liking it, but it was a very slow start. And this is a chunky boy. It's like almost 900 pages. Um, but it was very repetitive. I feel like things kept happening to our main character, and then she would escape and then rinse and repeat, and we end up with this next group of people and they do the exact same thing to her. And like it kept happening like that until probably about halfway through the book. Um so like 450 pages in, where something different finally felt like it started happening, and it got really creepy because of the aliens and stuff. So overall, like the latter half of the book I really enjoyed. The first half was very slow and a slog to get through. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars though, because I did really like the end. I'm not sure if I will continue this series or not. There is a second book to this. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. Maybe if I'm really feeling a sci-fi, since I don't read that many, maybe I'll pick it up and give it a go. But it's definitely not like a priority series that I'm really excited about continuing. But I didn't hate it. Um, so we'll see. I don't own the second book yet, so I'm not gonna run out and buy it right now. But if I want a sci-fi, maybe I will continue, because it wasn't bad, and like I said, towards the end it got more interesting. Um, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. And I just have one more book to read for this episode of TBR Takedown. Again, we're only going to be doing 3 books, at least for right now, every month, instead of the usual 5 that I had been doing, just because my schedule is really kind of hectic right now. I went back into the office for work instead of working from home. I have a commute. I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning for work. So my body's been having a hard time adjusting to that, because I want to stay up late, but I can't because I have to get up at 4:30. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe hopefully once my body adjusts a little better, I'll have more energy for reading at night like I used to. Um so yeah, one more book to read for this episode, which is the novelization of the movie Halloween, with Michael Myers. So I'm excited to read that because I watched the movies back in October, so I feel like they're still fresh enough in my head. Um, and I'd like to see if there's any big differences in the movie versus the book. So we'll see how that goes. So I will be reading that one probably, I don't know, maybe next week. Um, a couple other things I want to try and get to first before I hop into that one. I'm in kind of the mood for a romance or something right now. Just, I don't know. I really enjoyed Praise so much by Sarah Kate that I almost want to pick up more of those and continue. I don't know. We'll see. But I will get to it, and I will check back in with you guys when I have finished. All right, I've officially finished my third and final book for this episode of TBR Takedown. That is Halloween. This is a novelization of the movies. This is following the newer movie series where Laurie Strode is an adult. Her daughter Karen and her granddaughter Allison are also main characters. So that's what this one's following. I would say it was pretty darn close to the movie. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I did really like it. I love this franchise. But I felt like the scary plot points I don't know, it didn't bring the intense gruesomeness that I was looking for. It kind of just skimmed over the kill scenes, and it just didn't bring enough scare factor to it for me. Michael is this just unkillable being, and I I don't know. I don't feel like he was portrayed as well as I would like, but overall, it was still really fun and engaging. I liked the story. I just wanted it a little more gory or gruesome. But overall, not mad I read it. 3 stars. And that being said, that wraps up this episode of TBR Takedown. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up on your way out, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.